The thing I cringed was when I saw the reactions were basically like, oh, Sam Presti's in his office just fist pumping after Chet got injured because now they enter the Scoot Henderson Wemby sweepstakes. And I have been I've actually been on a Thunder podcast because I am nationally a Thunder rebuild truther. I see a rhyme and reason to what they're doing. What do you think the national media or just basketball fans who don't follow the Thunder, what are they missing most about this Thunder rebuild? And I will add this. They just traded 3 first-round picks to get Ousmane Dieng. That's a consolidation trade. Like, that shows some level of aggression, some level of aim. So I don't know how you look at a move like that. And yeah, again, the Chet injury, it changed a bunch, but they still had like that stigma against them before that. And so what do you think people miss about this rebuild the most?
I think it's two things. I think we've seen other teams tank unsuccessfully. It's become such a common thing. Like, either you're consistently in the playoffs or you're tanking. But those other teams, a lot of them, they tank without rhyme or reason. Whereas I feel like there's a very intentional way that Sam Presti makes the choices that he makes, which doesn't make it just like losing on purpose and hoping for the best. Like, I think he's very calculated about it. And the other thing that I don't think that other, like, national media outlets and other people outside of Oklahoma really understand is like the culture, not only as in our team, but also the culture of the city, which I think is what the culture of the team really builds off. It's going to sound really cheesy and dumb, but I just feel like, it's so important. It's such a, like, the Thunder is such an important part of Oklahoma City and of our culture and of our whole vibe, that for us to lose on purpose and just be bad in perpetuity is like not really an option for Sam Presti or anyone in the front office or for the team. Like, they have to get back to winning. It's literally all there is in Oklahoma City. The only thing that we can be fully united around is Oklahoma City. And I feel like in other places, they don't really understand that. Like, having lived in Los Angeles and having lived in Oklahoma City, there's just no unity in other places around a certain team or a player that we have like the way we have it in Oklahoma City. And I think that's really special, but it also means that they've got to hurry up and get back into the playoffs soon.
Which is also kind of why the idea that they're just waiting to flip Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for picks is mind-melting to me. I mean, we've already seen them consolidate picks because there just aren't enough roster spots to go around. And so that is just like that. I guess it doesn't annoy me, but like, let's have the same energy with Luka Doncic in Dallas then, because like they've kind of fucked up the way that they rebuild around him. Let's wait for him to ask out. Or why aren't they just going to trade Luka for picks at some point?
Yeah, and I think part of inherent in that culture, it goes both ways. It's the culture of the front office, but also of the players. And so I don't think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to demand to be traded because Chet Holmgren got injured and it kind of set our timeline back. I think he has the same level of trust that we have in Sam Presti and the choices that he is making, and knows that Sam Presti is very intentional about the decisions that he makes. It is not going to let SGA just squander away the prime of his career. That's just not going to happen.
And look, you can't speak to the future, but two things that stand out. He doesn't have a player option in that 5-year deal. And if they really pushed for it, I think that he had the leverage to get one. And two, he left the season in his exit interview saying like, yeah, me and Sam talk all the time. I'm confident in the future of this team. And it's like, you don't hear every player say that. And so that's a good harbinger. You can't speak what happens years down the line, but the idea that this is like on tilt for some reason without having any evidence that suggests it actually is on tilt is ridiculous and is definitely a problem with some of the coverage.